Hello, I'm Paul Strachan and I operate a registered office of the Auditel network. I help businesses to increase their profitability, become more efficient, and in time increase their productivity. This is part 3 of a 4-part series, so if you haven't watched the first 2, you can go back and see them via the link in the description. So I'm addressing a common question, which is, as a business, how can I reduce my expenditure on energy without spending a fortune? Now, I've already spoken about quick wins on heating and lighting, but this time it's all about equipment. So let me start, as I've done previously, with a fact. If your office has air conditioning, it can take 50% more energy to remove the heat generated by equipment than it takes to run the same equipment. Now that's probably worth repeating. If your office has air conditioning, it can take 50% more energy to remove that heat generated by equipment as it takes to run the same equipment. So let's start with computers. Have they got energy saving features? You'll be able to tell quite easily, especially if they have the Energy Star logo, which will be visible. And if you can see the logo, make sure that the software to run these features is enabled. By the way, screensavers don't count. They only guard against screen burn, not the energy being consumed. Are computers being left powered up overnight? Yes? Then switch them off at the end of the day and at weekends. This alone can reduce the consumption by 75%. And monitors, switch them off too, including lunch times and when they aren't in use. If the monitors are switched off and the standby options are activated, energy consumption can be reduced by up to 90% per year. Unplug equipment which is not in use. Laptop and phone chargers continue to use energy even when the device isn't attached to them. Now, photocopiers. If these are located in air-conditioned areas, you may want to consider moving them to an area that's naturally ventilated, which will take the pressure off the air conditioning. Consider running copies in batches, which will reduce the time that the copier is in idle mode before and after use, which will allow the machine to remain in power save mode for longer proportions of the day. Here's another carbon trust fact. A photocopier left on overnight uses enough energy to make over 5,000 A4 copies. And another one, 20% of the total energy bill in commercial offices is accounted for by office equipment, and half of that stems from PCs and monitors. So allow computers to hibernate. It uses no power at all compared to low power or in sleep mode. So to recap, use the energy features on your equipment and renew old devices with energy efficient replacements. Switch off equipment when it's not being used, and consider placement of machines like photocopiers and move them to well ventilated areas. Working towards that 20% overall reduction, and you'll gain the benefits straight onto your bottom line, I promise. I'm Paul Strachan, and if you'd like to connect with me, you can do so using the details next to this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.